Wawa Gatheru.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Good. I am so excited to be able to be here with you all. And let me first also introduce myself. So my name is Wawa Gatheru. Friends call me Wawa. And I'm a 23-year-old environmental justice advocate. I'm a student at Oxford, and I'm a Kenyan American. So, yay, go Kenyan Americans. So I am so excited to be here for a number of reasons. One, I get to be in community with all of you here in person and all the people that are tuning in online, which is really, really exciting. So first, I want to thank the Overheated team for bringing us all together from around the world to be in community on the biggest issue that the world has ever faced and giving us all the platform to speak truth to power. I am so energized knowing that there's so many people that are just as invested as I am in making sure that we are in dialogue pertaining to accessible, scalable, and sustainable action. Now, before I go any further, I think it's important that I address the elephant in the room. The buzzwords are everywhere, right? Pollution, famine, hurricanes, failing crop, climate change, or as it should be rightfully known as the climate crisis. As of last year, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has declared code red for humanity. From natural disasters to environmental degradation, coupled with governmental inaction and corporate greed, the climate crisis threatens the livelihoods of billions of people around the world and non-human species. And while many have characterized this threat as an all-encompassing threat, the climate crisis is anything but equal. As you all know, any crisis or catastrophe that happens in an unequal society will have unequal impacts. So around the world, frontline communities have begun to see their homelands surrendered to the sea, wildfire, or even by green gentrification. A new generation of youth, all of us here today, are experiencing climate anxiety at skyrocketing rates. And we've been told that we have less than a decade left to put in place policy to change the trajectory of our planet and really make sure that we don't experience the worst projected impacts of the climate crisis. I get it. It's a lot. It's scary. It's real. In our lifetime alone, the climate crisis has transformed from being an issue of the future for mythical grandchildren into an issue of now. And it's the greatest existential threat that we've ever experienced because it calls into question everything that we know and have been taught to believe, the institutions of power that we relied on, ourselves, and the very possibility of a future. We are learning in real time that climate change isn't just an issue of decimal points and numbers on graphs. It's a saga. It's a tale of heartbreak, but it's also a tale of possibilities, and the script isn't finished. One of my favorite climate activists and writers, Mary-Annalise Hegler's, put it this way. The thing about climate is that you can either be overwhelmed by the complexity of the problem or fall in love with the creativity of the solutions. However, I think in order to get to a point where you can fall in love with the creativity of the solutions, we have to first reframe the issue of climate change and contextualize it in our everyday lives. And that requires us to reframe the climate crisis as an opportunity. You see, the way that I think about the climate crisis and the way that my parents have taught me to think about the climate crisis is thinking about it as important feedback. I believe that Mother Earth is telling us that the systems that we've relied on for so long simply aren't working, that the systems of oppression that have led us here are not ones that are sustainable and can lead us to a just future. Mother Earth is giving us this once-in-a-species-long opportunity to prioritize privilege, to reprioritize privileged care over competition and dismantle toxic systems of oppression and instead rebuild a new world that we're proud of. As you engage with all the programming that we have here today, I really urge you to turn to this framing as a way to really get excited about climate action and all the ways that we can make the world better than the one that we found it. And remember that we all have this unique opportunity to be good ancestors and teach that to future generations. I also want you to remember this really important part. Our generation, and every other generation before us has never known a perfect world. Yet, in the midst of what feels oftentimes as a generational freefall, there's always been a truth that has remained constant, and it's this. While we've never known a perfect world, we've never needed a guarantee of success to try to strive for one. We have the opportunity to take the fate of our planet into our own hands and craft a world that allows all people to finally live a life beyond survival. And I hope you join us in this movement. So welcome to Overheated.